Can we meet you, sir?
Good afternoon. My name is AKINTUNDE Omowale. I am an educator, a debater, and an orator.
All right. What's your take on the current state of Nigeria?
Okay, currently I feel the country is leaning towards a better state, better governance, and I feel like there's still more to be done despite the ones that have been done before.
Right. What fundamental problems in presidential system are proponents of parliamentary government trying to solve?
Okay, I'll speak more on three: decentralization of power, transparency, and accountability.
Would a return to the parliamentary system reduce the cost of governance, or would politicians create new avenues for spending?
The parliamentary system itself poses a right solution to the existing problems, whereas we still need the effort of the politicians to make it work, because a system itself will not fix itself. There are still people that will run the system. So if the system is based or aiming at making sure everything goes back to the way it's supposed to be, then the people itself should be ready to work.
Beautiful. Does the parliamentary system provide stronger accountability because lawmakers can remove a prime minister through a vote of no confidence?
Yes, exactly. I feel one of the great perks of this is that the in a parliamentary system, the executive is emerging from the legislature, and as long as it keeps fulfilling and the confidence of the legislature, it's still going to be in that way. So there is no specific tenure. So the prime minister is going to be on his toes, making sure that he is working. So and in that vein, if the legislature finds anything faulty in the administration, it can easily be removed. So there is no let me finish my 4-year tenure or something attached to it.
Would parliamentary government produce more effective leadership?
Yes, I believe so. With the system and the people ready to work, there is going to be an effective leadership.
Would you think that the parliamentary system would create unstable governments and frequent changes in leadership?
No, as I said before, anything concerning corruption or irregularities are majorly caused by the human factor of this. A system is just like the GIG, or the garbage in, garbage out system. Whatever it is you put into it is what's going to give you. Or the difference between the parliamentary and the presidential system is that a parliamentary system aims at being more transparent. The system decentralizes power. So power is being shared to every sector. So the people can know which particular arm is failing rather than pointing fingers at the entire body of government.
Is Nigeria's current presidential system responsible for excessive concentration of political power in the presidency?
The Nigerian system uses presidential system, meaning powers are going to be more concentrated at the federal level. And one thing about a body of government is if one part fails, it can inadvertently affect every other part. So I would say yes. Purposely or unpurposely, but the kind of structure we are working with now is like a body. I'm experiencing an headache, then trust me, every other part of my body might be weak due to that fact. But if power is decentralized, even if a particular sector fails, other can still keep working.
Could a parliamentary system strengthen political parties by making them more ideologically driven and policy focused?
Yes, I strongly believe that it would. Because again, everybody is working individually. We are not banking or one particular government for kind of thing that we are meant to do as one. So yes, it's going to strengthen it.
Would parliamentary government make ministers and political leaders more directly accountable to their constituents?
Of course, I believe it so, because again, when powers are decentralized, the people can see who owns the particular power to something. So if that particular power fails, the people will not just sit back down and just point fingers. Like for instance, now we have the federal system has one particular disadvantage. We tend to blame the highest authority for every single thing that happens. If there is no light, Tinubu. Bad roads, Tinubu. Police brutality, Tinubu. High cost of living, Tinubu. But if we use the parliamentary system, the people will further see that there are specific arms that are catering for these irregularities. So it's not going to just be Tinubu. There's going to be accurate, there's going to be transparency, and will make the people see, okay, who holds the key to a particular office.
Could Nigeria's ethnic, religious, and regional diversity make the parliamentary system more representative or more complicated?
I believe it will make it more representative because Nigeria is home to over 255 ethnic groups. Three are the largest: Yoruba, the Igbo, and the Hausas. And we've been here even before independence. We've been thriving as one. And parliamentary system is not a new thing. We started it in 1960 up to 1966 at its infantry stage. And if it could survive for 6 years at that infantry stage, then that means it's going to work again. So it's not a copy and paste kind of system. It's an upgrading kind of system, updating kind of system.
Would a parliamentary system reduce the huge number of political offices and elected representatives currently maintained by the government?
Okay, it is not just about how many offices do we have. It is about how many functioning offices do we have. I can have over as well as 200 offices. If all of them are not working, then there's nothing to be said about it. So if the parliamentary system is coming in and it is going to cut down the number of these offices, then let it be. Let us have, it's better we have about just 3 offices that can cater for a particular irregularity in a country than have well over 100 of them that they are all just being like a figurehead or something.
Is the real problem Nigeria's system of government, or is it the quality and character of the people operating the system?
Okay, the system of government is one. Quality and character are diverse. People have different aims. In fact, some presidents come in and they focus on one part and they get it done. Others will try it. So when it comes to the system itself, we have tested presidential system twice, not even once. Because it came after the parliamentary system, then military rule took over briefly, then we are back to it again. So if we have tested a tactic twice and it's still not fixing our problem, why don't we just change the tactic? So the system itself, a system may not be faulty, but a system may leave room for disadvantages because a federal system, people on the outside will not even know how it works, but a parliamentary system is foolproof. We will know who to hold accountable. So that's why I believe it works better.
Finally, let's have your concluding thoughts.
Okay, my concluding thought is this. I'm going to build an analogy in a parliamentary system. A parliamentary system, based on even decentralizing power, just simply states that imagine a system where we have a school, or let's say a community where we have like 5 schools and we have just one central hospital. If school A has a student that falls sick, school B has a student that had an accident during lunchtime or something, we are not saying that we are not banking on the federal system, but what we are trying to say is that let that particular school have its own first aid box. A parliamentary system is going to make sure that when power are equally distributed, what we have at the federal level, let's have an imitation of it at the state level. Let's have an imitation of it at the local government level. Let every system be able to cater as an immediate response team for its own people. Not electing a governor in office, but not giving a governor all the adequate skill to manage that office. So a parliamentary system itself will not necessarily fix it. But if the people elected in power can go, then with the perks of a parliamentary system, then everything is going to work just fine.
Your name again and what will you represent?
Okay, my name is AKINTUNDE OMOWALE. I'm a debater, educator, and I'm a student as well. And I stand for parliamentary system of government.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Your pleasure is all.